Good morning, Elasmere boys. Today we will start the third chapter related to Java, which is basically the concept of values and data types. So basically, a compiler contains a phase called storage assignment phase. This phase allocates memory for different variables used in the program. It also creates a structure to store the data efficiently in the location. Hence, the compiler must know the type of data you are likely to supply for storage to ensure optimum utilization of memory space. This is the reason data types are basically required in Java programming. Let's look at the first slide, which says about token. So what is token? Token is the smallest individual unit of Java. Okay. Token can be defined as each individual component of Java statement in such a way that it carries some meaning and take part in effective execution of the program. It means whatever the code we write, each and every word is actually a token. Even if we use any kind of symbol, that will also come inside the token. Basically, there are 7 types of tokens. Number 1, literals. 2, identifiers. 3, assignments. 4, punctuators. 5, separators. 6, operators, and last one, keywords. So let's look at them individually in detail. We will start with the literals. As you can see in the slide, the Java literals are of 5 types: integer literal, floating point literal, character literal or char literal, string literal, and boolean literal. This literal means basically some constant values that can be used inside the program, but they are of different types. So let's look at what exactly they are. If I'm talking about an integer literal, it will store any sort of whole number. It can be either a positive number or it can be a negative value. As you can see in the chart, 5000 is a positive number, 0 minus 5 is a negative number. Floating point literals are basically any fractional value, either with a positive sense or in a negative sense. Like positive sense, we can speak about 6.14. Same as a way, minus 6.14 is another negative fractional value. Come to the char literal or character literal, which is any single letter or any special character. These are enclosed with single quotation. A letter, suppose you are in with section, so section B, that B is a single letter. Even the numbers, we can think that as a single characters. Not only that, see the last example which is present over here, this one, which is a semicolon, colon. Colon is also a special character. So this special character is also being termed as character literal enclosed in single quotation. Very important. Next we will have the boolean literal, which has only 2 values, either true or false. Boolean literals, they represent either true or false. Okay, they are basically being used as a logical condition to be satisfied or not is satisfied inside the program coding. The last one that we will discuss over here is a string literal that is enclosed in double quotation related to any sort of word or alphanumeric characters. Alphanumeric characters means the first example we can see the alphanumeric values like F5 Java. This is numeric values are also there, same as the way letters are also there. Java is a complete all letter based total word. Even sometimes we can consider any number to be string. But remember, if we consider 3.14 as a string, we will not be able to do that with any sort of calculation. Okay? Like, what can I say? When we say our house address, suppose we say our house address as 1 by 8A. So this 8A, 1 by 8A, your total address is a string literal. If I consider any numerical value as in double quotes, then that value cannot be added or cannot be used for any kind of arithmetical operations. Let's look at the next token, which is punctuators. Punctuators are the punctuation signs used as special characters in Java. Some of the punctuators are first the question mark, next will be semicolon, and last one is dot. Please don't point out what it is written in bracket. It is a symbol, the red color one, the symbol, question mark symbol, semicolon symbol, and full stop or dot symbol. These are the symbols we used all the time in class 8 when you were studying. At that time, many times you probably have wrote system.out.println. So when we say system dot, that is a punctuator. And at the end of most of the statement, we write a semicolon. So that semicolon is a punctuator which you already has been used. Next one, we will move to the separators. They are the special characters in Java which are used to separate the variables or the characters. What are these? Basically, the first bracket in arithmetic way we can say, the second bracket and the third bracket on comma. So first bracket, curly bracket, square brackets, not the name, rather the red color symbols. First bracket we use after public static void main or system.out.println. Curly braces after public static void main sentence we write. We start with a curly brace, ends with a curly brace. Even after a class name we write curly brace. Okay. Square bracket we haven't used that yet, but we will use that later on in our program. And comma will be used for declaring many variables of the same data type. Let's look at the next token. The next token is operators. So there are several types of operators present in Java. Let's look at them. The number 1, arithmetic, 2, unary, 3, assignment, 4, relational, 5, shift, 6, bitwise, 7, ternary, and 8 is logical. Generally, the operators starts with unary and binary operator. So let's look first the second one, which is the unary operator. Unary operators means the operator which works on a single variable or a single value. Okay, like if I assume my variable name is A, then it will work on the one single operand, that is A. That is why it is known as unary operators. In Java, there are some unary operators, as you can see in the slide, are plus, minus, plus plus, which is known as increment operator, minus minus, which is known as decrement operator, and also last one, which is an exclamation sign. This is known as not operator, NOT, not operator. Let's look at the next operator, which is arithmetic operators in Java. Here, from the arithmetic operator, we need minimum 2 values to do the work. Okay, when I'm saying A plus B, it means I have two operands, A as well as B. So from arithmetic operators onwards, we need, these are basically falls under the two values. So binary operator, binary means 2. Okay, Java arithmetic operators takes numerical values as operands, operates on them, and returns a single numerical value. Returns a single numerical value means it gives a result in a single value. If I say 5 plus 8, it will give me the value as 13, which is a single numerical value. The following are the arithmetic operators in Java, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus. See the symbols. We are going to use the symbols. In modulus, the symbol is a percentage sign. What is modulus? It is going to give the remainder. Let's look at the next one, which is a relational operators in Java. Relational operators are used to check the equality of two operands as well as between two. We can also use them for comparison two or maybe more than values. So minimum requirement is two values. Let's look at the operator's name. Suppose equal equals to, two equal sign, which if I say as an example x equal to y, it tries to check whether the value of x and y are equal or not. It may be true, it may be false. That is why the result will give you in true and false. We know true and false is actually a Boolean value. Next one is exclamation mark equal to, which is mean not equal to. The value should not be same. Okay. So if x not equal to y, it means the value should not be same. If the value are not same, I am returning true. If the value is same, I am returning false. I am giving the result as false. Apart from that, some common operators which we have used also, like less than, greater than sign, less than equal to, greater than equal to. Let's look at the one of the most important operator, that is logical operator in Java. When we talk about logical operator, these are basically three types. One is and, or, and last is not. And is represented by, rather I would say, and is being represented by double ampersand symbol. Logical or is represented by two pipe symbol, and not operator is represented by exclamation mark. These are also binary operators, as we need minimum two operands. You can see over here, we need minimum two operands over here. Okay, it needs to work in two operands, both of it. Now, what happened over here in and or? Okay, for and, both of the operand has to be true to get the result as true. Okay, suppose if it is cloudy and I'm feeling sick, I will not go to school. So the weather has to be cloudy, your health has to be not well, only then your mom will listen for you not to go to school. So both of the condition has to be true. But for or, it is any one of the condition has to be true, okay, to get the result as true. So either your health is sick or the weather is cloudy, you are not going to school. Okay. Let's look at the logical not operator, which means whatever you are saying, it will turn into just the opposite. If you say not going to school, it means actually will turn out as going to school. Okay. We will use them later on in our programs. Let's look at the assignment operator. Basically, the equal to sign is the assignment operator. Very important. Okay. But these equal to sign are being used with different arithmetical operators in this kind of format. Especially when we write in this kind of format, this is known as shorthand operator. This is known as shorthand operators. Okay. Shorthand operators means what? That if I say x plus equal to y, that means currently my x value will be the sum of x plus y. If I say x multiplication equal to y, it means my current x value will be changed as with the multiplication value of x into y. Okay. Let's look at to the next section, which is data types in Java. This chart gives you a clear idea of how many data types we have. Basically, it is two types. One is primitive data type, another is non-primitive data type. When we talk about primitive data type, these data types are independent of other type, and these are basic data types like integer, floating point, character and boolean. Okay. These data types are coming from their own class called integer, floating point, character and boolean. That is why their first letter is capital. They are coming from their individual class, which is integer, floating point, character and boolean. But the data type, when we use them as in the form of byte, short, int. This is the mostly used one. Then long, float for precision based value, double for higher precision based value, for anything related to single character like A is in character, and true and false. So either I am writing true or I am writing false for the boolean variables. Okay. When we write them, see here the class name is integer. Okay. But when we write them with small letter I, small I, N and T. Please remember that. Okay. These primitive data types, let's look at the most detailed way. These are 8 primitive data types such as byte, short, int, long, float, double, char and boolean. These data types are the what type of values you are using in your program. When we talk about byte, short and int, long, we basically store whole numbers. When we talk about float and double, we basically store fractional number. When we talk about char, we store single quotation based any single letter. And when we talk about boolean, we store either true or false. Each and every of these data type has their own capacity to store some values. Like byte can store max to max 127 of range. So that is why we mostly use int, which can store up to 21474834647 numbers. More than that, if we want to go for a range, we will prefer to use that inside long. Similarly, if you are going to use more precision values after the dot, then try to use double, which has more capacity, and they will occupy 8 bytes in the computer memory. Boolean only takes 1 bit in the computer memory, as it stores either in the form of true or in the form of false. And char will take 2 bytes in the memory, and it will store a single character. They all have a default values. Default values mean writing the values inside of it. I am declaring suppose only as int a. If I am writing only as int a, so inside this int a, what value is actually going? So by default values are going inside of that. Okay. So Boolean has a by default value 0, a false. Character has a by default value of /u000, that's a hexacode. And numerical values, byte, short, int and long, they have all 0. Okay. Same as double as 0.0 d, pointing as double. We sometime write d, we may not cannot if we want to omit d, that will work also the same way. Let's look at how we are writing these identifiers. Looks like these are the variables basically for memory allocation. It is a place where we store some value which can later be manipulated by the program. Like here you can see we are writing int s equal to 18, which means s is an integer type of variable, int data type, which is storing the value a whole number 18. Here a capital small a, which is a double data type variable storing a fractional value 18.55. Similarly, x is a Boolean data type variable which is storing the value true. Okay. So these are the identifiers in Java. Some of the rules are present that we cannot just write any name for our variables. The variable name can contain A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9, $_sign. Okay. But if I write like edureka @ it can be an invalid one. Okay, because @ is a special character. We can write 0 to 9, but that numbers are not going to be used as the first letters of the class or as the variable. Any kind of keywords we will not be able to use, and these are all case sensitive. Case sensitive means if somewhere I am using small s, then that name small s will going to be used everywhere. We cannot make it capital S. We have to stick to what we have written or declared. Okay. So these are the way. And some reserved words. Last day we wrote that there are some kind of keywords. So these kind of keywords, while is a keyword, this kind of keywords we cannot use as a variable name. Okay. We cannot give white spaces, means we cannot write A and then space and B as a variable name. We can write them together as AB as the variable name. Okay. So these are the rules for identifying. That's all for today. In this pandemic situation, as I keep on saying, please stay safe. Thank you. We will be back again with the rest of the half of the chapter.